Finance Committee meeting met last Thursday, February 25th.
Right into the microphone, please.
Sorry, again. The Budget and Finance Committee met last Thursday, February 25th, and they reviewed the fire services staffing grant was discussed. Some issues were raised by many of the councilors there, and questions were asked regarding the administration of the grant funds. I had some facts that I wanted to admit into evidence, but into discussion, but I wasn't able to due to the chair. So I want to come to make this opportunity to present my facts now to the council. I'm also speaking as a past president of the local firefighter 762, as well as a signatory to the current collective bargaining agreement. The agreement between the City of Gloucester and the Gloucester firefighters, Local 762, was dated October 7, 2009. It provides for a staffing minimum level of 14 firefighters per shift. Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 150E, Section 7B states, the employer shall submit to the appropriate legislative body within 30 days after the date on which the agreement is executed by the parties a request for an appropriation necessary to fund the cost items contained therein. The administration was asked repeatedly by the union if they would need an appropriation to fund the contract from the City Council. Repeatedly, we were assured that the city had funds sufficient within the existing fire department budget to provide for contractual staffing levels through fiscal 2010, which ends the end of June. Mayor Kirk, at the City Council meeting of October 20th, 2009, stated, quote, we are comfortable in the current appropriation and we can cover the minimum manning clause at 14. The fire department was notified on November 24th, 2009 that the department was awarded a fire services staffing grant in the amount of $388,125. Provisions of the grant include submitting a revised budget to the state and a letter agreeing not to supplant funds. According to the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security, which is administrating the grant, quote, cities and towns may not request that departments reduce their budget or cut a department's budget based on its having received this stimulus funding. That would be considered supplanting, which is strictly prohibited. On February 22nd, 2010, in a conversation with Fire Chief Dench, I was informed that a portion of the grant money was being used to hire one firefighter, and the remainder of the grant money was to be used to supplement overtime to maintain staffing. At the time, he discussed staffing levels of 14. I then asked about the salary of former firefighter Clint Carroll, which was in our fiscal 2010 budget. I was informed that the salary had been, quote, disencumbered by the city. Removing an appropriated salary from the existing budget and replacing that with grant money is by definition supplanting funds. During negotiations, good faith bargaining practices dictate that the city have a funding source for any contractual provisions it agrees to. With the mayor's statement of October 20th, the city acknowledges such. Therefore, the grant money should be used to staff in addition to the minimum of 14 firefighters per shift, which is stipulated in the contract and agreed to by the city. To use the grant money to fund an existing obligation, I believe, is tantamount to supplanting. Thank you.
Thank you. Your comments will be answered by the Office of the Mayor in writing within 2 weeks with a copy to the City Council.
Thank you.
Is there any